motion to call me in order.
I second it.
All right. This past Friday, if I can get this off the table, we had our monthly business meeting. So, I guess one of the primary things we accomplished there was we got 2 new antennas, 2 HF antennas on the way. Good. They'll be here probably this week.
Yeah.
So we got a in-fed, we get it for long range, and we have a vertical. So we'll have options. Those will be stored back here.
Sweet.
So what we heard from you was Freetown. That's looking like June probably.
He wouldn't commit to a date right now. I guess as he said, quote unquote, my house caught on fire this winter and I'm trying to get all of that back together and I haven't figured out my summer travel schedule yet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I said, so let's talk about maybe June. He goes, we should be able to do that.
Cool.
We have to renegotiate our price with him, but I think it might be a little bit less because we don't have as much work as we thought we were going to have to do. Chris Morgan was planning on, AF9H, was planning on having a P25 repeater there, so in the interim, he ran some 1/2-inch hardline up to the tower and didn't put anything on it. So that's ours now.
Wow.
Very good.
And we already have a DB9 antenna sitting over in his garage, which I'll collect all that stuff up within the next couple of weeks. And so we'll just have to have the antenna mounted, connector put on it up at the tower. No questions about using existing coax or any of the threat with that. So we'll pay him to put a connector on each end, climb up there, install that decibel antenna, and straighten out the beam to get it pointed towards MB. So that should take a lot less out of the HF.
At the Scipio site, so we have the APRS machine going back online. We've got the broadcastify feed moving over there. We've got All-Star coming online. Is there anything, because I do want to put that, we're collecting parts now for Meshtastic node to go at the tower site. Mm-hmm. Is there any, well, obviously we have to get somebody to climb.
Right, and so Noel had said Joe, KA9OPL in Columbus, they have an antenna located on a White River broadcasting tower, and him and the area engineer worked something out, and they didn't have a professional climber climb it. So Joe's got the Joe's got the picture, or I mean the documents that he gave to White River to get it approved. I'm kind of holding back on that just a little bit because we got a big slap from them on the Starlink.
Well, we did.
Oh yes, we did. I took care of it.
Okay.
Yeah, guess you have to fill us in later.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was.
Yeah.
We discussed it briefly that day.
Yeah.
As a potential.
Yes, and it came to fruition.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, all fine.
So if there's any other work I guess we need done, we shouldn't.
What we talked about today, should we sort of announce that at the beginning of a meeting so people are aware? Where we was talking about what happened at the business meeting? About that we are recording and we are.
Oh yeah. Which we all hear, we all know, but we're streaming on Facebook right now. And later I will, if the audio on that is better, I'll put them together. But yeah.
You brought up a good point during the business meeting. I think we need to probably say at the beginning of our meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, hey,
Not that anyone
I'm so
has
used to that environment, I don't think about it out front.
No, but
Yeah.
But I
even in
should.
BE testing, we even got to get the permission every time at the beginning. I think it's a good idea just to make sure
To have it.
everybody knows that you're going to do it.
Not that anyone had anything bad to
No,
say.
it just-
but
but it-
sometimes there's some things that you just don't necessarily want the entire world to
We
hear.
might
Well,
also,
they're
also have a stranger in here that doesn't know that this isn't being recorded for
Yeah.
us and it's going on YouTube. Just getting that announcement is actually a good idea.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
So if there's anything else we need to do at the site on that same, if we find a day, I guess we can try to get it all done at one time. I don't think think there's any other thing we need to do there, though, as far as on the towers concerned.
Not the tower itself, no.
But you did mention taking a drone out there and getting some cool shots of the tower, so next time we go, we definitely want to do that.
And we can look at the antenna since it hasn't been looked at.
Yeah.
Images.
So from the last meeting we had here, we had, his name Joe?
Yes.
That's right.
Perfect.
He clued us into airframes. They do a lot of stuff in aviation, but they also make cavity filters for Meshtastic. So I bought one of those. It's tuned specifically for 906.875, which is the channel that we're on. So that'll be cool. We got a Diamond. I'll butcher the model number if I even try, but it's 920. But it's also tuned for that targeted on that frequency, so that should be here soon. Still debating on whether or not I want to do a 3D printed enclosure for that or just buy the Atlovox enclosure. I'll probably just buy the Atlovox enclosure because it'll be tough, can handle all the things.
Now, I might consider for your antenna what we did with, because those are Diamond X50s on the tower, is we went ahead and put them, or dropped a piece of Schedule 40 PVC over it, because the fiberglass takes a beating
Yeah.
up there. And then just RTD that kind of it.
So I guess next on the list would be the fair is going to come up before the field day. So I think that's June 7th through the 12th.
I think that sounds right.
So I know you guys are talking about what like the facilities out there, some things we can do.
Well, that's where the problem is. First, we got to get it with the fair board. More than likely, and I'm speaking without talking to anybody, more than likely, if we want to set a booth up, they're going to want us to be just like any other vendor that's out there. Sheriff candidates, everybody, then there's no free space.
Right.
I think that's going to be an issue. So if we're trying to set up in the normal area, unless we're willing to pay, we're probably going to tell no. If we wanted to set up maybe at the command post,
Yeah.
we could probably get it for free, but you're also going to be on the furthest point away from everything, so you're not going to get the foot traffic you would.
Is the command post where EMA sets up?
Yeah. And that's why I said,
In Ripley County, we set up with EMA.
and that's what I was proposing, maybe was talking to Jerry.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it probably wouldn't do us much for promotion wise because nobody comes over there.
Oh, we got a good spot.
Yeah, they actually talked about moving it all the way to the school because
Oh, wow.
it's a problem with trucks getting parked in there that we're actually not really even in position there. For putting us at the school, actually more ideal. I don't know if they'll do that. I was into it last year, but I don't think the fair board would be willing. Now, heaven forbid they don't sell the space, but last year they didn't have all the buildings even open. But I don't see them saying, yeah, you get it for free, but yet we make the Democrat, Republican parties pay for their space.
Right. I'll reach out to them tomorrow
Sign in.
and try to get some answers on those things. So that's good.
Because I mean, what we'd want to be inside one of the green buildings. But if they would just give us a spot and we had to set up a canopy, I think that would actually be more ideal than being in a green building, because then we could actually show what we're trying to show. And then, of course, make sure we have staffing for it to work. And
Yeah, and he said if, during that time period, that's going to be right around when he's getting up his next treatment. There will be a treatment in that window, but just depending on how he's feeling and on all that, he'd be available to do some contacts for people to get hands-on.
ideally, if they could get us next to that community building, I think that's ideal. Because for one, we could use the trees for antenna purposes. It would give us bathroom facilities close by.
Yeah.
And then we'd catch like anybody that was doing, they don't really necessarily do the range stuff as much in there. But it'd be I think that they might give us an outdoor thing that some they wouldn't rent anyways, like they're not renting that part. But I think anything else, they'd be looking for, because they're not going to understand it, and they're going to think we're a business.
Right. All right, let's get info. So the field day, you sent me some stuff too. I don't know if it was related. I haven't had a chance to crack it open yet. Field day is June 22nd, 23rd?
It's always on my birthday weekend, it's the 27th.
I was gonna say, it's on my grandson's birthday weekend
Yeah.
too. Sorry, I have the hiccups
That's
now.
fine. I can't remember the dates off the top of my head, but it's in the end of June. So I guess one of the topics we talked about was maybe partnering up with Ripley County, trying to find somewhere.
And maybe even Dearborn.
Yeah.
Dearborn County is interested also, and they have a pretty big club. So one of the places that I thought about was Camp Ernest. However, I don't want to burn up everything with them, and that's a really nice winter location
Yeah.
because of the buildings. So do we move it somewhere else, and how far is everybody willing to travel given that area?
At Clifty Falls, it's meeting in a shelter house down there at the park,
Yeah.
the Madison Club, so,
That's a pretty area too.
It is.
I mean, that'd be a
And if you-
bigger group if you wanted to get with someone else.
Yeah, and I have even thought about depending, splitting it between two different, like do one day with Dearborn, Ripley, if I need to, try to do another day with you guys, just kind of see how it goes. So kind of loose plans. There's one place that came up today, it's in Sutherland, Indiana. It's like a shelter house with electricity and pretty primitive bathrooms, but there's bathrooms. And lots of trees and lots of land, and we could get permission for overnight for people who wanted to stay, and it's at a church, it's like a Methodist church's property.
Where's it at?
Sutherland, Indiana.
Sun. I know.
Right on the river.
No,
No?
no, just
Oh.
south of 74. So it would give,
What am I thinking?
I don't know,
About an hour north.
Highway 1?
State Road 101.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I don't know, I can see how far it is from here.
Oh, there's an exit right there.
There's-
So
yeah,
an exit.
there's an
That's the
exit.
exit that you
And
take
it's
to get
about-
to the ski place.
Like 5 or 6
Yeah.
miles south of that exit.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 exits to the
Okay.
ski place, and maybe not thinking of the right one. Let me see how far it is
Yeah.
from where we are.
Well, I promise before the end of the week, I'll jump into those things you said.
Yeah, that was the,
Sorry.
Do we need to duck and cover?
no.
Oh, I thought it was Mark doing it.
So it says it's 32 miles, so it's almost an hour from here.
Okay. I don't think that's a big deal for, well,
I looked at a couple other places and they were gonna cost money. This one will be free.
yeah. Who do we need to talk to at Ripley and Dearborn?
Being at Ripley, and then Dearborn is Kevin Ruddleman, the president, and he said he would go to Ripley County. He didn't know if he could get permission to take the county trailer and truck
Oh,
all
that's
the way
nice.
to Camp Ernest.
That is a
No,
nice.
well, not the big one.
Oh, okay.
They have a smaller one, you know, because amateur radio, we're not that important. So,
Really?
but it's still, they're working on it, and it's like a pull-behind trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, the other one, I've worked on that thing, that is a Cadillac.
it is. It's super nice. So they're afraid they can't get the permission to go much farther than one county away, but that doesn't mean they can't. So if you guys think of a location that makes sense, then
Okay.
it's fine. And if it ends up being separate, it's fine. We just probably need to like get something going by, I don't know, by May. We need to kind of try to have a decision.
Well, tonight, I promise, I will look at these spots, find these people,
Yeah,
plot some things on the map, and start talking to some of these folks, and I'll talk to you, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, something along 50 would be nice.
Yeah.
There is something along 50, but it would cost us $500 unless I sweet talk people.
Right.
But yeah, something along 50. I'm trying to think of what's there. It's the Legion Park. They charge like I think it'd be $300, like 125 or 150 a day.
What was Kevin's last name?
Reddleman. I should have his email. I'll give it to you offline so we're not putting it on the internet.
Well,
But I do.
check it.
Yeah.
I do have his email. He's
already done
busy
it
like
once.
me, works 2 jobs, has little kids, coaches baseball, so he can be hard to get hold of. I love Camp Ernest, but I think that's just a better winter location and I don't want to wear them out.
Does that place do a lot of stuff?
Camp Ernest, lot for Boy Scouts.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they
wonder
do.
if it's every week or.
Oh, yeah.
Spring, it's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we were gonna do Winterfield Day there were gonna be a entire Boy Scout troop from Ohio and another one from Indiana that were gonna be sharing, like not sleeping in the same bunkhouses, but sharing. So they stayed very busy.
Okay, that's good,
It
actually.
is. It's a very, very nice place. They do
Yeah,
very
I
good
went there when I
things.
was a kid.
Yeah, we were that Ham Fest thing we did there.
Yep.
We were for that, and they're just so nice. And we, even though we didn't have field day there, several of us made donations to that place just for going through the trouble. So
All right, I'll try to have some better motion on that by the end of the week.
yeah, that's okay.
EchoLink topic, Randy and Aaron are doing some testing, some empirical testing right now, so we'll see how that goes.
Basically what's going on, I'll just fill my in sort of. Last two storms, we've lost EchoLink. When I came in here, EchoLink is on a calling frequency. It's not programmed in the BFO or the memory recall. We can't explain why it's doing it, but it's only doing when we've had storms. So I tried simulating a power failure. It went back like it normally did. So we don't know if it's spiking when the generator's hitting, whatever, but in the event we're having storms and all of a sudden EchoLink's there, but it's not transmitting anymore, on that, and we're trying to figure out now if it's a power supply thing, but whatever reason, like you cannot seem to recreate how it's getting to this calling frequency.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
You guys are the warning point for Ripley. I listen to you, so I know what's coming.
Well, that's what it is. We haven't had this problem in the past.
No.
Right.
It's just in the
so
last two
these things-
storms.
Yeah. So,
Which
When the
explains why I didn't
generator
hear
is
anything.
throwing transients and spikes when it kicks on,
We don't know for sure if the generator's even turning on.
Say again?
We don't even know for sure if this place is even.
we don't, when I came in,
That's
it
true.
was on an alarm that said not in auto mode. So I
That
just
can also be
wondered.
that can also be the test.
Yeah.
Because that same panel's over there, and whenever it does its test, you'll see
Oh,
it
it wasn't running. Yeah.
Yeah, it was running or
It
was
was not.
Yes. The guy,
Beeping very obnoxiously.
the guy that serviced, the people that service this one, probably service this one. And yeah, we have to go through and hit that button, so I don't know if it
There you
ever
go.
actually kicked on.
Chris just said they did that at someplace he worked at.
Yeah. Well,
So it may, depending on how long it's been since Jerry Shepherd's been in here,
Yeah.
it could have been that.
Yes. So,
Yeah, in the plant maintenance world, every time anywhere I ever worked, there was, people would come in and do tests on the generators and they would never put them back in order.
one thing I thought about doing is I have a couple personal blinks that are hooked into my system that I call remote 1, remote 2. They're just for quick portable cameras. I thought about if we have it happen again, putting one in the actual room and setting it right in front of it.
To watch.
Because the motion, it won't really, I don't think if it changes channels it'll activate or do anything. But then if we know something's up, I could literally remote and look at the
Right.
radio and see what it's on.
Yeah.
And then worst case scenario, if we had a storm coming through, maybe put that on a live view and watch and see what it does.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem is we need to see what.
Yeah, I want to put the 440 in as the call channel too, as a fail-safe.
Yeah, which,
I didn't have time to do that.
well, I don't think we're going to have to, if I recall right, we're going to have to install the Kindle program for that, right?
Yeah, but it should be on there.
I thought the RTS software was the only one on there. Do we have the actual Kenwood?
We have both, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because the RTS I don't think lets us do.
The TMV 71 programmer. Because we had to have that to adjust the audio level for the.
Oh, okay, so it is on
over
there.
here, yeah.
Okay, because I knew I had it, but I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, we can actually do that real quick. Now, if it's calling for, I assume we put BL down. I guess I never thought about it.
I would think you could do it
Yeah.
on channel.
You know, Mark, you went down to Beaufort, Kentucky this past weekend.
Bedford.
Bedford.
Yep. Trimble County.
So how was that event?
So we had 4 members from the club and then 7 guests. And they did a demo on ham radio. One guy did he had 18 pages of notes. So he did like a 1-hour talk. I was afraid he overdid it a little bit. And then I set up my G90 outside. I made 3 contacts with people like Florida, Mississippi, Louisiana.
I saw the map. That looked
Yeah,
cool.
and that was fun. And so hopefully some people will be inspired. So the Trimble County Library was very helpful. They put it on their sign on the road and to bring people in. So, and there was young people there. So
That's good.
and another thing I needed to bring up tonight was there was some equipment donated, and I sent you a picture of those antennas.
Yeah.
And these guys don't know what to do. They don't know how to get that stuff down. So there's like 2 towers with a couple antennas on each tower, and it's given to the club, and they're like at a loss. Like, what do we do? You know, how do we get this stuff down?
There's some big beams. from what I
How
can tell.
do we disperse it, you know?
That wasn't from, do you know whose it was?
Maybe have an auction. I can show you the pictures.
I can tell you if it's the one I'm thinking about.
So that one, and then push it to the right. Both of those are donated to the Clifty Club. And they got a repeater too. And what are these big canisters?
Duplexers.
Yeah, they got like 4 of those.
How tall
You
are
need a
they?
minimum of 3, yeah.
About that big. They got all that already, but they're looking at how to collect
Sounds like a
those,
6 meter.
Yeah, it does.
how to collect those towers and the
This
antennas
person
without
was
damaging
into
them.
moon bounce. That's a azimuth rotator.
Yeah.
So I guess I told them I'd bring it up tonight because they were asking for help.
I think the best solution for them would be if they can, and I'm happy to help, but we need a gin pole and somebody up top to lower them down, you know.
This is the tower.
Well, my son-in-law could climb anything, so I could put him up there. He's a beast.
730?
Yep.
So this is the towers you're referencing, or just these are the antennas?
Yeah, there's 2 pictures.
So it's just little short towers then?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
And one of them, I guess, does this, you know, telescopes.
So it's probably got a
Like I said, they're-
cable crank on it where you should be able to lower it.
So it's like free stuff, but they're not sure how to get them down.
Is anything ever really free?
Right.
Just saying.
It's free. Just go get it.
I own the tower at
It's
the
like a free
end.
puppy.
I got given it.
Such thing.
I never went and got it.
I got 8 sections of tower from 3 different people. And one of them was one batch of those, which was like 3 sections, I believe, was real easy. But I got it from David Hanger. He had them under his deck. I said, come get them. I said, on the way. So I went over there and got them and loaded them up. And that was the easiest retrieval out of that whole process. The rest of
I
it.
can give you a phone number if you want to contact one of the guys in the club about what you thought. Here's what I find about ham radio. It's mostly older guys. There's not a lot of younger guys in it.
And then there's the unicorn.
Just an idea for what you had there, since it's so small. Are they wanting the tower pieces gone, or are they just wanting the antenna off of it?
Everything.
Well, some
It's like, say it's a widow and her husband died and she said, come get this stuff, it's yours.
well, here's what I was throwing out. If you're needing, because the one that's probably concreted in, more than likely is not where you ideally want the bolts to be, right at the bottom. They probably just dropped it in the ground, and you wouldn't basically lose anything cutting it.
Yeah.
Go up to the top, throw your ropes on, and you just, I dropped a tower doing this. Take the Sawzall, cut one, start like that. Then run the blade across the other, take it down, and then you just take a hammer or sledgehammer, whack, 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 boom, it's underground, it's gone. And normally, if they did it like I've seen a lot of them, it won't be the ideal, it won't be the top of the bottom section sticking out where you can just unbolt it. You're going to lose it anyways. If you just hack it, then you just lose whatever's left. That'd be that one out the dump was on a hinge, and I tied 2 ropes onto it, undid the bolts, dropped it down. I just never went and got it. But I took the antenna.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have a protocol for what do we do with this stuff? Do we offer it for sale to the highest bidder and then donate the money to the club? They didn't know how to
Oh, they don't want it for their own purposes.
Right. Say there's 4 antennas, what do we do with it?
That's what I would do. If as a club, I would auction that stuff off.
That's what I
If
would
the club
say.
didn't need it,
Put a silent auction or whatever, everybody write down what they give for it and
put it in the treasury.
With an
Yeah.
exclusive link to Hockaday Incorporated, and they'd probably get bought.
I can't be buying that antennas.
Well, Hockaday's a broad term. It might not be Chris Hockaday. It could be
I've been building antennas.
I guess it's a good spot to be in, you know, when you got free stuff. But, you know, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
Echolink's crapping out on my end. Echolink's
Are you on the
fickle.
Wi-Fi here right now? Because
No.
earlier it was not cooperating at all.
I'm on LTE. I have trouble with Echolink a lot.
I do. My dad does too.
It's a fun tool, but it's not.
It's on, as bad as I hate to tell you this, it's hooked on the DHS internet here, not the Omega internet. So that router's like 20 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it fails us quite often.
I can hear him again, but I don't know where he's at. I've lost him. I don't know where he's at in the net.
There's Earl.
Anybody watching this is wondering why we're sitting there like a bunch of fools looking at each other. The Club Net is live right now too. Randy's in there running it.
Are we on video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have your permission to record?
Yeah, EC, I'm sorry. I know the audio is probably not that great. He might be watching.
No, he is, for sure.
But yeah, I left one of the cables for my mic system at the house. So it's using a built-in mic on the laptop, so I know it sounds like a milk jug.
Yeah, today's probably not a good day for him. He hasn't said, but they did something different this time. They gave him something to boost his white blood cells.
Yeah.
He got really down on day 5 and 6. Like he went to ER both times. First 2 treatments.
Yeah, I called him that one day, and y'all just happened to be at the ER.
Yeah, it's rough. Like his blood pressure was 80/40. That's down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right below the minimum where we want to keep it at. And he's probably runs high blood pressure anyways.
So I got these after our last meeting, and I wanted you to check my settings on them with this and see if I have them in the right place. I know you got a message from me,
Yeah.
but I've sent a couple text messages to guys in Seymour, and I did not get a reply. So
Well, let me go grab mine.
Kilo
because,
Bravo 9's here. Just live from the meeting.
Yeah, we got mine sitting
I
right
got
there.
one of them.
Yep.
You'll be surprised how well that thing works. That little card. Jeez. Are we still recording or are we done with the meeting? So is it point? Keep going with it?
Yeah, we can adjourn.
I'm on there now.
Do it.
We need a treasurer's report. Secretary's report.
Kilo Delta 9 Whiskey X-Ray Golf is Mark. Did you hear it?
I didn't, but I have it turned right down. Alright, I'm gonna end it and hop out.
There's no wall.
Something else I found, Mark, when it comes to the card, seems to work really good. It's one of these.
I've seen those.
Just dropping it all in here. You can put it anywhere, whatever. And that actually is working really well for me.
And you can only do one at a time. So So if this one's on, turn this one off and,
What I got is I got one hooked to my tablet, one hooked to the other. But the thing is, the tablet's normally at home, so.
Yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do tonight was show some slides on
you wanna,
average setup. But I had,
All I did was copy his settings on mine. So whatever he had, I copied the exact same thing, if that's what you're asking.
well, yeah, if you wanna flip through there and see, cause,
So I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
see, I don't either.
Yeah, that's why I told him. I said, that's why I asked it.
Like, I could have it on the wrong channel and not be able to talk to anybody, cause I don't know what channel it should be on.
Yeah,
I need to go back and watch our video again.
index 0, which is slot 20, is 906.875, and it should be on that by default.
I did change my hops to 4, because I think that's what he had. You got 3.
Okay, moving.
Frequency slot 0, is that what you said? Something about, did you say something about frequency slot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mine's set to 0, his says 20.
Let me see yours.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it tonight.
But
to
mine is the
see.
card, not, I copied it off your card.
So frequency slot 20 is correct.
So mine's right.
Frequency slot 0 and 20 are actually the same thing.
So that's a little.
That's counterintuitive, but everything else in between are different frequencies.
What about the channel?
So you wanna go, you know what you're looking at.
The channel part, yeah, just kind of, if you can flip through my settings and
So
see.
yeah, so long fast would be standard. That's what everybody else is doing. That's that preset. Number of options. I'm actually going to 7 now on mine until we get the network kind of built out a little bit more.
You can bump it up there, like I say, you can set it like yours is if you want.
Save that.
And that seems like every time you save something that restarts, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Some changes don't require it, and I haven't really figured out the rhyme or reason behind that.
And I'm willing to put up a repeater at my house if it would help for the county, because the guy that makes these is selling a repeater for about $250
So I can build them for 60.
with the solar charger. Well, yeah, I'm all for, if
What I'm
a few of
doing
us
right
want to
now-
do it.
Yeah.
Count
What I'm
me
doing
in.
right now is I've got some collinear antennas on the bench, and I'm testing with those. And so I'm trying to perfect that antenna so I can make several for repeaters and whatever use. But I've got enclosures for you and him for solar nodes.
Yep,
So right now I'm just working on antennas.
gotcha. Well, we're going the right direction then.
Yeah. Nice. So here, device role.
Yep.
Client is probably in most cases always going to be correct. One of the things I've been leaning towards lately is anything that moves, client mute.
Gotcha.
Because the network, client mute won't repeat everything that it hears. And so if you're traveling around, you can communicate with the mesh without becoming part of the mesh.
So I do Bartholomew and Jackson County, and I know both of those have
Yeah.
have people. So if I pull into Columbus and I want to see what's up, do I need to change a setting?
No, you can do client mute. The reason I say client mute is best for like in a vehicle or something like that, and I'm not even doing that right now, I'm just preaching. I'm preaching about something that I don't do yet. I intend to. So if you have 4 or 5 stationary nodes, they basically get used to each other. So, okay, I know to get to this person, I need to route my traffic through this node and that node and get over here. And now there's a node that's coming through and it says, oh, that's a shorter path. So it'll remember that for a little while. But when it tries to make that link, you're probably not going to be there.
I'm not sure.
So it'll waste airtime.
Gotcha.
And here where we are right now, it don't matter. There's not a lot of people in Jennings County doing it.
Right. Yeah, we're probably first.
Well, like the tower node that I have on my tower, it's on this router right now. That's how I've got it set up. So you can't message it. It doesn't really do anything other than pass traffic back and forth. I just need to get a better antenna on it, which works, and get it out.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, just, yeah, if you build one, I can buy it off of you and we'll put it up at my house.
Chris, did you hear me? I'm not seeing his note. Like, I see nothing with this call sign for some reason.
Let me go to channels.
It does have your call sign in it, right?
Yeah.
You know? Because I thought it did when I looked at it.
This one's blinking, so it's on. I can exit out and turn this one on.
Well, it could be me, but I'm not showing anything with his call sign, which is throwing me off. Because I brought all my nodes with me. They're laying out there in the things. I figured they'd capture whatever's here today.
I've sent one message and he got it. So then when I was in Seymour, I saw some nodes and I said, test message. And I didn't get anything back from those guys. I sent 2 of them over
The one
there.
he built for me is up to like 100 nodes, and this card right now is up to 80.
Oh,
It's found.
I know why you're not seeing this one. All right, so let me.
So I thought it was odd that it didn't immediately pop up.
I haven't started playing with it yet.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him about maybe doing a training, because other than the things he's told me, that's about as far as I know. Like when I set this card up, I literally copied what he had already done to this card to get it going.
My neighbor's
Is this
got
the only one?
some nodes he wants to give
that
to
you
me
have?
that he
No,
works out of Orlando.
I got one that night of the meeting,
Yeah.
and I got in, and then he built one for my wife and my son, which I haven't got to do a whole lot with yet. They're all actually laying out there, because I figured if anybody showed up today, I'd capture theirs.
Because this one's supposed to be a better unit, right? Because of this.
And I couldn't completely understand how he did it, but he said these cards had the signal on them was dwarfing the other one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the antenna right there.
Is it the antenna there? Because I thought it was the backside. So it looks like a fire pager to me. I thought that was the antenna.
No, I think it's this little piece right
Okay.
here.
Because that's the way a fire pager works, and it receives really well.
And this is the upgrade, when they sell it with this one. And I went ahead and
Yeah, I haven't upgraded any antennas yet. That's one of the things I about did the other day. And then I find something else on Amazon and throw it in the cart.
All right, I turned hand radio mode off because you can't use encryption if you're running it under that mode. The only benefit to hand radio mode is that we could run power. We could run up to 10 watts. So now, we come over here.
Are any of you guys connected to the MQTT?
I've played with it a little bit, not a lot.
I'm getting messages from all over the freaking planet.
So where'd you send that?
Hawaii, Europe.
To the front
connects channel.
MQTT.
Oh, it connects it to
A
the
little bit. We'll turn this one off and turn this one
What's
on.
the-
Maybe do the same
connects
thing.
the-
MQTT. Yeah.
That
Oh,
way
yeah, I
can
didn't know that.
interchange between the two.
8 check or 9 check-ins. 20 minutes. I'll log those in the morning.
So if you enable the MQTT, it runs it through the internet.
Yeah, are you running it? Or did you have it up? Okay.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Is there no?
Oh, it's the Apple version. I've never seen that
Comes?
settings.
I'm in settings.
Okay, so network.
Because my question is, if I'm at home out in Paris and then I drive into North Vernon and turn this on, if you had sent something the day before, will it come in?
It depends. If it got caught by a node with store and forward turned on, it would hung on to it.
No, it won't do anything if I'm not.
So
But anyway,
it's-
there's a thing on there for.
Okay.
Is it
for your
picking this up?
Wi-Fi password, blah blah blah. If you're logged
Should
in
say
at home,
DNP,
and you might
DN
even look
on
at channels.
Listen, I've seen it, I just don't know where it was at.
We got new
That's something else I was
toys.
telling you. We need
I
to.
have no wins. I'm
And scroll.
I'm not,
We got that meeting
I'm not sold on it.
when the Columbus guys were
So if
here.
you
I
enable
watched
that,
it.
that turns
Okay.
on.
And you should
I'm
do it,
not
yeah.
completely sold on it yet, but
And
you
then
guys
you'll
are
just
gonna
see
get it all
messages
figured
from
out.
everywhere.
Well, it's our own thing,
It is.
It's our own network.
I
You
understand.
can't do it by yourself, in other words.
Yeah,
turn mine off
I understand
because
how
it was
it
too
works,
much
I'm
traffic
just,
on it.
I guess my interest is
And then it shows
more
up on your
emergency
messages
communications, and
page.
it's not quite there yet for that.
Gotcha.
But I'm glad you guys are playing with it, because
It's like another
maybe it'll
tier.
get there. Yeah, maybe it'll get there, so
Maybe.
I think it's
I don't know
great
about
that you
that,
guys
hold
have
on.
dove in and are
But
running
anyway,
with
it
it.
is
Plus, you're
called
having
Q2
fun, and that's what
years
it's
on it,
about.
so.
Exactly.
I mean, that's,
And that's what the guy said at the Trimble County meeting. He said it's,
Yeah.
it's a hobby. You
We
know.
might have to do a factory resale on yours. We'll
It
play-
is.
On this one?
Yeah. Let's wrap up real quick and we'll play with that.
Sure.
I got your test, by the way.
Yeah, he's not seeing any traffic now.
And I'm not seeing him.
Yeah, me either.
Okay.
So we'll do a factory resale on his. All right.
I motion we close the meeting.
Do we want to do secretary's report, treasurer's report?
Sure.
And let's touch real quick on the VE stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can sort of improvise a little bit. Are we still live recording? Okay. Let me get some. I forgot patches. If anybody wants patches, I still have patches.
do you have them with you?
I meant to bring them. I think they're laying on my kitchen table.
How many do you want?
I don't know, at least one.
I'll take some pictures of them.
Here, happy birthday.
Oh, okay, I'll pay you for
Have
it.
you installed
Pay Aaron
it
for
yet? Did you iron it on or did you sew
I
it
have
on?
ironed 2 of them on.
How they
You
do?
guys did a
Did
great
well.
job.
I stuck one
How
on a
much are they?
polo.
Gotcha.
$5.
Okay.
I stuck one on a polo, and then I stuck one on a windbreaker, and they both held up well. The windbreaker took a little bit more time on the heat because it wasn't trying to really get. But of course, I was also ironing over with a washcloth over on the back side, so I had to transfer through a few. But both of them have held up
So
fine.
it just melts the
I ordered them as iron-on.
back.
So these are iron on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
put
you,
one
so
on
you
a
could sew,
range bag.
you could sew it on, or
Yeah.
whatever. It costs a little bit more, but that way somebody wanted to
If
iron
they
it on.
want to iron, I'm a fan of the Velcro. Get the Velcro here, get the Velcro on
That's
the
the other
iron.
thing, if you put Velcro on there and iron it, you can adhere to the Velcro.
Ah, they won't have to,
You're
okay.
catching on, what else, I thought it'd be
Yeah.
multi-purpose.
Yeah.
I did put it on a
You
windbreaker and
guys did
stuck
great.
quite well.
I got the
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah, I'm gonna go double check here in a second, but I don't think they made it to the car, wait a second. I swear up and down they made it to the car.
Well, if not, you.
You can look after.
Well, give me 5 seconds, I'll just look, see if they're there, because I actually don't remember now.
And I showed them to the guys at the Madison Club too, so they thought they were pretty cool.
They did a really good job. Now they're having something April 18th.
Yes.
Is it the 18th? At the park,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna do like a group POTA kind of fun thing. If I can, I'm gonna come. I don't know if I can or not yet.
I'm flying to Florida that day, so.
Ah,
Yeah, I'll be in California that day.
okay.
My kids live south of Tampa, so
Aha.
we go for a week every now and then.
They did not make it, I didn't, they're all in a Ziploc, there's, I mean, it might be just under, but it's right at 30 left. So, that's what it takes to break even, it was split. between
Yeah,
both.
keep bringing them to meetings, we'll put
Yeah, I figure eventually we'll get rid of them.
Well, he gave me one, so I got cash for you when we're done.
So you owe me one.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
that'll work if you want to do that, just remind me of that.
Yeah. The treasurer's report is 442680. That's after our $400 and some antenna purchase.
Cool.
If that's correct. And it should be.
Yeah, sounds right.
All right, well, on the BE thing, we've got some people in process that are applied to W5Y out in the Tennessee Valley BE team. I think that's the best direction right now with everything going on. Let EC get his stuff taken care of. And I think EC actually applied too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So everybody that currently has a BE that does not have an affiliation somewhere is in theory is now applied. My biggest reason is instead of trying to invent the wheel and learn all this, I've been with Tennessee now, well, roughly since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And we have tests like crazy. We test 5 days a week.
Wow.
And I'm also with Whitley County. So there's 6 days. So I literally have tests 6 days a week. In fact, we have 2 at 9 o'clock tonight. I had one yesterday. I've tested like approaching 40 applicants so far. So you're getting a lot of experience. The big one is they use exam tools. I think it's the only way to go. The exam tool seems to work great. It's free. We don't have to worry about paper and, printers, ink. But that's sort of the idea that I said was if we would go down that path, maybe we do that as an like an on-the-job training thing, and then when we're ready to start pulling the trigger on ours, we'll already be somewhat versed in it. Because I'm very comfortable now. I'm hands down very comfortable where I wouldn't be before. But the big one that we need to pay attention to is we need our extras.
Yep.
Extras are pretty much where if we don't have 3 extras in the test, if they want to go past technician, we can't test them. So with that said, that's why I think if we give this some more time, let it grow a little bit more, get some experience somewhere else. I mean, we might get to the point nobody even thinks that we need to do it in person here and just do it online. To me, it's so simple.
Yes.
It's easy, and you don't even have to leave. If we do it in person, we got to meet here. And unless we're scheduled to meet somebody here, we meet here and say we're going to give a test at 7 o'clock that day. You do that about 2 or 3 times and nobody shows up, and that'll probably be the end of that.
Yeah, my thinking was we could do 4, and as needed, but 4 scheduled test sessions a year.
That's what I thought too.
And that way, we're providing that service for the community. If we get people signed up, we come. If we don't get people signed up, we do them online and help other people. And then we keep, and this is from what I've learned from Aaron and his experience with all this, and I agree with his thinking. We're mindful of the work that Tennessee Valley is doing, so we won't schedule anything on their days.
Well,
And-
on their time slots, because they test literally 6 days.
Yeah. So we won't step on their toes, and in fact, we'll help them. And I think that's the best approach for us is to get that experience, to help their team test more people, and then in that same vein, people locally, bring them into the Tennessee Valley, come test over here with this group.
It's been a pleasure.
Students get free testing.
Yeah, the big one, students get free testing.
Oh, really?
We test.
I paid $15 for mine. It was worth it.
Yeah,
They did a great
We're
job.
testing students like crazy.
Wow.
Valparaiso contracted us to test their students because their drone program, it's part of their drone program, they're having them get their licensing. And we,
Ooh, I like
I think
that.
we had 2 sessions for Valparaiso exclusively for them. But yeah.
You were testing a student?
Oh, yeah, I tested
during
a
the
ton of
meeting
students.
last Friday.
Yeah, tested a ton of students. I've tested everything under the sun, and I've had nothing but positive. Like the pleasure that I've got out of it for what I do, like you look forward to going to it. And the group itself, and I'm not trying to make this like an approach at Tennessee, but the group itself, and Dennis, both are basically the owners of the group, even though they'll say that everybody owns it. Dennis is in Indiana, Will's in Tennessee, and you would think they live like next door neighbors. They completely work this perfectly. It all works. There's certain people that normally will lead or whatever, but they'll ask everybody to do everything. But you just sort of know who the key players are, and I have yet to have had a bad experience of anybody involved. In fact, Will, it happened last night. Will forgot I was an extra in the middle of the test. Though I'm in the session testing, I didn't have a role that night where normally you'll be recording or doing something. I just was there. Well, I knew it was an extra test, so I can't be a signer. No big deal. Will's like, Aaron, will you grade the test? Unmute and go down and go, Will, license class. Oh, I forgot. Because they literally will forget because we're all so equal to them that they'll just forget. And you just got to remind them sometimes, hey, I can't test, I can't grade this one, or stuff like that.
So I know we had short notice with comms tonight with them, but maybe for next club, we could get him
And
to come back.
I'll see Will actually at 9 o'clock tonight. I'm sure he's going to bring it up. Hey, I just saw your email. That it was a late night offer. I tried to get a hold of Chris, and by the time Chris got a hold of me, I actually had fallen asleep. And then I didn't see Chris's message till almost noon today. So with that said, I told him this might happen. He sort of knew. I said, this guy's a little bit of a night owl. So I said, I'll probably hear back from him tonight. And I said, but you're at home right now. And he's like, I'm getting ready to go to work. So that meant I'm going to be there all night. You can get a hold of me. And he told me, he said, I'll be away till 8 a.m. So things happen, but he had offered to do next time. I will not be here for next time, or I can't guarantee I'll be here, as I'll be at work. So if that gets brought up, what I'll probably do is see if Will and maybe you or somebody can sort of coordinate the conversation, or I'll be involved. But the big thing is that way if I have to walk out, because as it sits right now, had we had done it, I've been using the Tennessee link. And we would have been just like we've been in this session.
Yeah.
He can use his share screen and show you everything, which he's really fast at. But if he wants to use that link, whatever, I just want to make sure somebody's here in case I'm not to do that. But I think honestly, by the time we get to that point, now that UNDC's already applied,
We'll have the experience.
I won't be shocked. I won't be shocked if you guys aren't testing with us by the end of the week. Like literally, your applications will probably be approved tomorrow, and you'll probably be up and running in test sessions. And that's why I said once you get a couple test sessions in, you're going to find that this isn't even needed. Because
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get at least 2 sessions in every week.
and it's not hard to do. Like we have 2 tests at 9 o'clock tonight. We will split all the VEs into those 2 sessions. On the off chance we don't have enough to do that, then we'll test them back to back. But it's so rare that happens. We normally got more VEs than we got students.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah,
So what are the goals?
Tennessee Valley is comprised
I mean, that really just is.
roughly 30 VEs right now.
That's
And that was after a couple of them actually split off and did their own. But we have Indiana, most of our northern Indiana, Whitley counties. got
I did
23.
Indiana Dunes is who
Yeah.
I did mine with.
There's that group. And then you got the Tennessee people, which is quite a few of them. North Carolina, I think I've seen one South Carolina. I know there's 2 that got their own group, and they're in Idaho. But they all like, if I pull up my computer and show you Debbie's page, you can just basically see that this is the group that all sort of works together. So this is Tennessee, this is Whitney, but they all make it where they don't overlap each other. And like Will's just asked me last night about bringing back morning testing. He said that he'd like to bring it back. I said, I'll be there when I can. So we might be adding morning testing back in. He said it started failing and he stopped offering it. But these all play together. Like even though they own each other's groups, they're all members that intermix. So like Will, I had never seen Will in another session. Will was in Whitney County last night, and I'm like, looked at him like, whoa, he must be off, okay. And he ended up leading the session for the test, where the co-owners do not do that. They set it up, they get out. Will was my lead that night. I have never actually been in a session with Will, because he's always the co-owner. And it's actually, I'll be honest, I wish I could have been the recorder. Because
Yeah.
I'd like to actually show him how fluid he was in the way he did it. Like the record, do we have your permission to record stuff? It was like he had been doing it forever, and Will's not been doing it forever. Dennis, on the other hand, Dennis is more the behind the scenes guy, but Debbie, a little abrasive, not bad. Debbie, she'll be in a lot of the sessions. I mean, all these people are like, I'm to the point now where it's like almost first name basis. I can tell their voice. Like the other day, I come out of the breakout room late. I need to get to your guys' meeting. And Will's not there for whatever reason. I go, Dennis, we done. I gotta get out of here. He never looks at the scammer. Yeah, what are you doing? If you get your VE and you're interested in a home that really is comforting, Tennessee Valley, like hands down, I got invited to the group. I actually got invited. I got invited to Whitney County. I got invited to another group that I did not do. But it appears so did the U.S. Everybody in the U.S. got invited to that group. I had a problem giving somebody a test in a different language that I don't speak, on how that would not be a compromising problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't be qualified for that either.
Yeah.
All right.
Dad sends in a question. He says, ask if the VE group can meet with the club via Jitsi.
Well, he's the president. If that's what he wants, I'm sure it could.
That was his question.
Well, at the point, we don't really have a group established because we're not to that point. But yeah, if he wants to meet, why couldn't he call a meeting? We can do that.
Yeah.
The question, well, but I guess the real question I have would be, what are we going to discuss? Because right now, I think we're still premature to pull the trigger on anything. Like, I don't think we could actually petition to get affiliated with the VEC at this point because we can't.
We're not ready yet.
Well, we can't. Well, it's the extras.
That's right.
We
got EC.
Nola's offered help. EC's our strong one.
Yeah.
But EC's got things going on. Noel basically said, yeah, I'll help, but I took help as part-time.
Right.
The other guy that offered, he literally said, he's wanting to learn, but he is recently retired, going to travel all the time, so he needs like 60 days notice if we're going to do a test, and that's if he can be here. So at that point, we're still sitting only on 2 extras.
Yeah, I just don't.
Well, my dad, my stepmom.
Well, you got to ask. You were one of the first ones asked about. I was going, man, I'm looking for a man to do it, and I thought it was a great idea, but I understand too.
I just with 2 jobs and.
Well, let's be honest. You're also running the state too, so I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I just
going
don't.
on.
Yeah, my dad and my stepmom are game too, but it's kind of the same thing with them. Is they're enjoying life. You know.
If you ever go online, I know 2 people that are doing it in Dearborn County. They might be willing to help if it's
Yeah,
online.
well-
But they're with Laurel and W5Y.
And this, yeah, right, yeah.
They're with 2.
That's another thing we'd have to decide is because Noel asked about Laurel, legitimate. I just did ARL because I didn't know better. For lack of
Yeah,
better
me
words.
too.
Laurel, based off their rules that I've understood, you basically contact them and then you got to get invited to join. Well, I don't even know if we would go anywhere with that. Laurel, though, has to be free, so we have to be able to absorb the cost. W5YI, I am affiliated with them now, so I obviously can do that. But
And me and EC will be here shortly.
and the free student testing thing almost is worth its weight in gold to me. But the big thing is whatever we do, we've still got to get accepted. Like if this is going to be a group, we've got to get accepted, and I don't think we can technically get accepted as it sits right now. I don't know if
You don't have enough extras to do it.
well, see,
By the time we are actually ready, I think you and I will have our extras.
oh, if it is chapter 1 through 3, I got it down solid.
Yeah.
It's 4 and on that I'm not quite there yet.
Hamtestonline.com. That's my favorite one.
Which one?
Hamtestonline.com.
Well-
My favorite.
Before I flirt with all of them.
That is my favorite.
Say hamstudy.org is what the W5YA recommends.
Yeah.
And
One of my friends, John, and his
seems-
wife used it,
yeah,
and
that
that's how they
seems-
passed.
Well, it's which way you use it. They say don't do the practice test, use study mode, and I have been using study mode,
Yeah.
and I have noticed
A difference.
it reintroduces the stuff like within 3 questions. Okay, you missed this one, here it's back again,
Yeah.
and it builds and it builds and it builds. I think the study mode really makes sense. Just for me, trying to do everything at once, I felt like I was missing a lot, and then it comes back and I ain't got it. So I started going chapter to chapter, and now letting it start to build.
Yeah.
And that seems to be working.
I bought Ham Radio Prep because it was so highly, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, so I bought that
It wasn't
too.
my jam, and then I went back to how I got my general, and I was like, hamtestonline.com, and within 2 weeks, I was ready and I passed it. After
So I've
switching
got
to
everything
them.
recorded, but my downfall is because I was so sick last year, I recorded it in the hospital, so you can hear my IV pump and the
Oh my
alarms going
gosh.
off frequently. So it's not exactly the best audio quality because you'll hear like an unannounced nurse walk in on me, and I'm like, oh, just a second, and you hear me saying this or talking to somebody. And,
I think the ham prep helped me because I went through most of that, and then just when I started doing the practice test, I was getting nowhere, and I'm like, I didn't love the feel of this. I'm just gonna spend the money and buy the other, and so it probably took me 2 months of hard
And
study.
that's what my problem is I'll get unfocused. Like today
Yes.
at the gym, I went and bought a box of earplugs solely for the gym. Because when I got this on at the gym, I can hear it. It's great.
What are you playing at the gym at your ears? What are you playing in your ears at the gym?
My recording.
Oh, yeah.
It's the test.
There's
I've got-
YouTube videos too, that's what I
Yeah,
do. I'd be
I've got-
like driving 2 hours to a meeting, listening to
Yeah,
YouTube videos,
I've got
not
all,
watching,
I've,
of
I've got all
course.
the exam elements recorded by exam element.
Yeah.
So I'm playing them, but what I found in the gym is once a couple fans or something else gets going,
You can't hear
I
it.
start losing focus. No, I can hear it, I just losing focus. So I put earplugs in today when I was at the gym, and I'm like, yeah, now we're going somewhere. I look goofy with earplugs, but it's working.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Okay, I motion we close.
I second.
Let's update the